呪術廻戦
All right, let's read chapter 144 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Anobasho. Anobasho. That place. That place. So very generic. This is kind of a recap of how the previous chapter ended. Kamonoritoshi ga shikunda. So a name, Kamonoritoshi, that's the being that's living inside Geto's head. Planned it, did a scheme. Jujutsu o ataerareta monotachi no koroshiai, a killing of each other, of people bestowed with sorcery. Shimetsu Kaiyu, a death annihilation rotating game. So again, watch the end of the last session about this. English calls it the culling game. I'm going to continue to call it the death annihilation rotating game. And we went through the 8 rules about the game. There's 8 rules and it's complicated. At least 8 rules right now. Shimetsu Kaiyu ni tsumiki mo makikomareteru. So this is Fushiguro. Fushiguro had joined Okotsu and Itadori here and was explaining this. He's saying Tsumiki also has been involved, rolled up in this death annihilation rotating game. His sister, Tsumiki. Tanomu Itadori. Like, I'm asking you, I'm begging you, Itadori. Omae no chikara ga hitsuyou da. Your strength, your chikara is necessary. So the reason he's saying this is the end of the previous chapter. Itadori was doubting himself again because about all the people he's killed and whatnot. And Fushiguro was trying to tell him his strength is necessary. He needs to participate. Hito o tasukero, save people. So it's like a flashback of a statement, save people. That was probably his grandfather. Okotsu senpai. So he's talking to Okotsu as his senpai, senior. Sukuna ga Fushiguro de nanika takuranderu. Okay, Sukuna, using Fushiguro, something planning. So he's going to tell them about this. So Sukuna is planning something, scheming something with Fushiguro. So this happened at some point at the end of the, near the end of the Shibuya incident. Shibuya de aetsu ni karara o torareta no wa tabun ichido ni yubi o 10 pon mo kuwasareta kara da. Okay, so in Shibuya, by that guy, the physical body, as for it being taken over, for probably one time, fingers as many as 10 was made to eat. That's why. So in Shibuya, again, that guy took over my body. That guy took over my body probably at one time because I was made to eat as many as 10 fingers. Ore no naka, so that's Jogo there feeding him the 10 fingers. Ore no naka ni ima yubi wa 15 hon, nokori 5 hon zenbu ichido ni kuwasarete mo, karara wa no torare nai tomo. Okay, so right now, inside me, as for fingers, it's 15. Again, the counter for fingers is hon, long cylindrical objects. You also count pens and pencils with hon. So I've got 15 fingers inside me right now. The remaining 5, all at once, the remaining 5 fingers all at once, if made to eat, or even if made to eat, as for the physical body, not being taken over or overridden, I think. それでも, but もし、次俺がスクナと変わったら、迷わず殺してくれ。迷わず殺してくれ。So, if the next time me with Sukuna, if exchange, do the favor of killing without hesitation. So basically, if I switch with Sukuna again, don't hesitate and kill me. Senpai nara, if it's senpai, dekiru to omo, able to do it, I think. So you can do it if it's senpai, meaning okotsu. Wakatta, besto o tsukusu yo. Understood. Besto o tsukusu yo. To use up the death power? I guess. Yeah, I guess this is like I will exert all my strength in doing so. Like I will use up even like in dying all my power. What would that be? Shiryoku? Yeah, a desperate effort. He says besto, like my best, but it's this idea of like I will exhaust it as a desperate effort. Fushiguro, 俺は何をすればいい? As for me, so Fushiguro, as for me, what if do is good? So what should I do? Mazu wa kousen ni modotte. As for first, return to the technical school. Tengen-sama to sesshoku suru. And do direct contact with Tengen, Lord Tengen. Okay, interesting. So we get this image here of Fushiguro standing as he's talking, and we're getting snippets. That's the technical school. We're seeing Gojo and Seto here, or Geto here. Gokumonkyo no fui no tokikata. The way to dissolve the seal of the hell prison. So remember, Gojo is sealed inside the Gokumonkyo. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome. So the seal on the hell prison, a way to dissolve it, a way to destroy it. Kamonori Toshi no gutai teki na mokoteki to kondo no dekata. And Kamonori Toshi, again, that's the guy that's in Geto's body. The fundamental aims and next, I guess, like steps. Dekata? Yeah, next moves. Okay, there's no verb here. There's no verb here, but it's like, I guess it's implied that we're going to figure those out. We're going to figure out this, and we're going to figure out the aims and the next moves of him. Shimetsu Kaiu wa Mizo no Jujutsu Tero. Okay, as for the Death Annihilation Rotating game, it is Sorcery Terrorism of Mizo. Unprecedented sorcery terrorism. Okay? Jitai o shūshū suru. Shūshū suru ni wa, kono futatsu no kaito ga masto da. All right. The circumstances as for to doing remedy, shushu. Yeah, control, settling, coping. As for towards doing settlement or control or coping or dealing with the circumstances, these two things of kaito, of answers. Oh, I guess this is must. It's a must. Okay, this is solutions or replies or answers. Masto. Yeah, this must mean must and instead of mast. I can't imagine why he would say it's the replies for these two things is a mast. So this must be must. There is no general word that's good for must in Japanese. You have to use typically like the double negative or things like that. So maybe that's why he's doing this. この間に答えられるのは天元様しかいないと思う。To these replies or to these answers, as for the one able to answer, or I'm sorry, to these questions, as for the one being able to answer, Lord Tengen only, I think. So it's only Lord Tengen who can provide answers to these questions, I think. Okay. あの人は, as for that person, つくもさんは知らねえかな? As for that person, as for Mr. Tsukumo, not knowing, I wonder, not being familiar, I wonder. つくもさんとはもう話した。これはあの人の案だ。Okay. As for with Mr. Tsukumo, already talked. I already talked with Mr. Tsukumo. Who was Tsukumo? Was that the guy with the blades? I don't remember who that was. Well, I already talked with Tsukumo-san. As for this thing, it's that person's plan. So this is what they had said to do. What Tsukumo said to do. 問題、あの人も今、高専に潜伏している? Oh, no, it is a her. Okay. Ms. Tsukumo. That person also right now in the technical school is senpuku, doing concealment. So she's hiding in the technical school right now. Senpuku, concealment, hiding. 上層部と関わりたくないらしい. High-level parts to that not wanting to be related, it seems. 上層部と関わりたくないらしい. Yeah. So with the high-ranking parts, meaning like the upper brass, the higher-ups, not wanting to be associated with, it seems. 問題は天元様の隠す結界なんだ. As for the problem, as for the issue, it's Lord Tengen's concealment magical barrier. Shuffleが繰り返される千里城の扉のうち一つだけが. Okay, so shuffle. A shuffle that is repeated over and over. I guess this is like repeated shuffling of more than 1,000 portals, and of just one, Tengen sama no iru kousei gu to tsunagateru. That with towards the, we'll come back to this, of the Lord Tengen's existing, it's being connected. Okay, so it's just one amongst more than 1,000 doors that are continually or repeatedly shuffling that is connected to this where is existing Lord Tengen. The Koseigu is like the something star temple. This was from a long time ago. What was that Koseigu? Was this the plasma thing? We saw all this with the flashback with Gojo and Geto when they were trying to protect that girl and that whole story. Death. Okay, so this is, it's the the Death Star Palace. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, the Death Star Palace where Lord Tengen exists. Let me check something. Yeah. Kouseigu. それを引き当てなきゃ天元様に会えねえわけか? So that thing, meaning this whole thing, that thing, if don't do success, hikiate. Yeah, that's like drawing the winning ticket. If we don't pick the right one of that, then Tengen Sama not able to meet. That's the reason. So notice he sort of initially says Tengen, and then he adds the Sama with a little bit of a pause. Again, kind of the honorific title there. Gomen Fushiguro yappa ima kiku wa. So a pause. Sorry, Fushiguro, as thought, right now will ask. Kugisaki wa do natta. As for Kugisaki, how became? So what happened to Kugisaki? Okay. The quick redux on that was, remember, Mahito had touched her and her face kind of imploded, and Nita or someone was able to do something, and she told Fushiguro, or told Itadori this, but said but don't keep your hopes up. But we never got the resolution of it. So Fushiguro does not have an answer. He just kind of looks. And so Itadori says, "So ka, I see. Wakatta, got it, understood." And he's gripping his fist. Wakatta, I got it, I understand. Okay, so still no direct confirmation that she's actually dead, but there you go. That's what we know. Okay, so Choso comes out of the darkness. The new kind of has this sense of oozing out of the darkness. Sono kakusu kekkai to yara. That thing called the concealment magical barrier. Nanto ka naru kamoshiren zo. Somehow becoming probably. Nanto ka naru. It'll become somehow probably. There has to be some way to deal with it. Kite ten desu ne? Listening, weren't you? Kite tan desu ne? Douyu koto da, Choso? What sort of a thing is it, Choso? So, what do you mean? Isn't Mahito ga Sukuna no yubi to ore tachi o nusumi dashita daro? Okay, so previously, Mahito, Sukuna's fingers, and us, we'll come back to that, us, stole, right? So the us, Oretachi, it's the cursed womb 5 map thing or whatever. So that's that idea. Go back and read all that stuff. The idea that there were 9 of these things, and Mahito had snuck in and done exactly what Choso just said, which was stole at the technical school these things. Sore to onaji koto o suru. With that, same event do. Do the same as that. I wanted to just check nusumi dasu. Yeah, to steal from someone. Okay. All right. Here we go. We see all these torii gates. Okay, presumably this is in the technical school. Hisashiburi te wake demo ne ka? It's been a while. Saying that, a reason or whatever not existing. So like, I guess like, but not really. It's been a while, but not really. Oh, Maki senpai? That's Maki. Well, you know, given what had happened, I guess she's lucky to even be alive. Ah, domo. Oh, like, hey. And that's Itadori, Yuji. So that's Itadori saying that. Maki-san, Miss Maki. Mo ugoite ii no? So already moving is good? It's like, is it okay for you to be already moving? Oh, mondai ne. This is a positive reply. So like, yeah, problem not existing. So yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Or it's not a problem. Yakedo wa shikata nai sa. Hanten jutsushi demo ato wa nokoru. Okay, so as for the burn wounds, so as for the burn scars, yakedo, nothing we can do about it. Reverse techniques, even as for scars, will remain. Okay, so the scars will remain even with reverse techniques. Or traces remain. Traces remain even using reverse techniques. Demo, sukuna wa tenyo jubaku no bijikaru gifted do. Physically gifted? Okay, so however, as one would expect, Sasugawa, however, it's as one would expect for a heaven receiving, cursed binding, gifted, physically gifted. Okay, I guess it's been way too long since I remembered them explaining about Tenyo, whatever. This is like heavenly, cursed, binding, physically gifted. Anyway, so it's like as expected of someone that's like that. Saigo no saigo de, in the final moments of the final bit, in the final bits of the final moments, Noroie no tase de wa naku, seirai no nikutai no kyodo ga seishi o waketa. Okay. The like taisei, which is like resistance. Yeah, resistance. So in the end, not being resistance towards curses. Seirai. Naturally given physical bodies strength, life and death separated. Okay. So connecting this all together about like her still being alive and yada yada. Basically, she's saying it wasn't the, again, resistance towards curses in the end of the end. It wasn't the resistance to curses that like saved her. It was the separation of life and death, of the strength of the physical body, inborn, congenital, by birth. Toushu no koto wa zannen datta ne. As for the events of the head of the family, that was regrettable, or that's unfortunate. So again, Zenin family, that's the whole thing with Naoya, etc. Betsu ni, whatever. Kiso, kisoteta wake janai desu yo. Kiso is to like compete for something. Yeah, to compete with. So yeah, like whatever. I don't care. It wasn't the reason isn't that like I'm competing. So I guess right. Her saying like it's regrettable, unfortunate about the events of the head of the family. Not clear whether she's talking about the fact that the head died or that, you know, whoever took over. But either way, Maki's basically like, I wasn't competing for it. So Betsuni, who cares otherwise? Megumi, that's Fushiguro. Tengen-sama no Kekkai no hanashi wa. As for the story of the magical barrier of Lord Tengen, それは, as for that, 俺から話そう? From me, let's talk. Like, I'll explain. Okay, so we're going to get now a big explanation from Choso. Tobira kara kouseigu no tochu ni wa. As for in the in-between of the Death Star Palace's... Wait. Tobira kara. From the doors? Tobira kara. Oh, okay. Tochu doesn't mean on the way here. There's another meaning for tochu. In the middle of. Okay. As for in the middle of, or like, I guess in between, in the midway of the Death Star Palace and the doors, Kousen ga jugu ya jubutsu o hokan shiteiru kiko ga aru na. The technical school, cursed tools and cursed objects, doing storing kikos exist, right? So hokan is going to be like to store, to deposit for safekeeping, that kind of concept. So again, the technical school stores cursed tools and cursed objects in kiko for safekeeping in the, like between the Death Star Palace and these doors, right? And we saw earlier, kiko, the ko is a warehouse. The key, this kiko is not a normal word. This is made up, which is why it's in quotes. The key here is mourning, religious purification. That's sort of a meaning. So this kanji joined with warehouse. Oh, okay. So here we go. Here's a door. Here we have Kouseigu, the Death Star Palace, and here we have Kiko, the warehouses. I'm just going to call them warehouse rather than bother with the special meaning. Okay. Kiko ni wa ore no ototo tachi. As for in the warehouses, my siblings, my younger brothers. Oh, noranso, shouso, tanso, sanso, kotsuso, shouso no nakigara ga aru. Okay, so as for in the warehouses, my younger brothers, he lists off all their names. Their corpses exist. That's where all their corpses. Their nakigara. This is like remains or, yeah, remains, corpse, dead bodies. And so that's them. Remember, they were all in these things. We're not going to bother translating all these names. Notice that they all end in soul. We got, that's skeleton, that's scattered, that's burnt, green something, blue something. So they probably all have some sort of meaning. In any case, Nakigara demo 6人も揃えば、俺の術式の副次的効果で気配くらいわかるはずだ。Okay, so even corpses of even 6 people, if gathered together, my techniques, fukuji teki koka, something effectiveness, like fortunate effectiveness. Fukuji. Let's just try Fukuji secondary. With the secondary effectiveness of my technique, presence extent ought to understand. So, in other words, I ought to understand to the extent of presence using the secondary effectiveness of my technique if there's gathered together even 6 of the corpses. Good. So in other words, right, he should be able to sense his brothers, the 6 remaining brothers. それはいいとして. That's good. As for that, it's fine. こいつは誰だ? As for this guy, who? Who's this? とりあえず、俺の兄貴ってことで, for the time being, my big brother, that event. So let's call him my big brother for now. Yuji. Oh, okay. So, he had been telling Itadori over and over to call him Aniki, big brother. And so finally it hits him like, you called me big brother. And it's just Yuji. Iko, let's go. Okay. Areda. It's that thing. So that's the door. Machigai nai. この先に弟たちが眠っている. Without a doubt, I guess this location, little brothers sleeping, younger brothers sleeping. One of the meanings of saki is this point or the other side. I don't think it's point here. I think it's this destination or the ahead or the other side. So it's like this ahead or this other side, this destination. Little brothers are sleeping. Akeruzo will open. Okay, so they open the doors. Oh. It wasn't really stated, like, what's behind all the other doors. Okay, so that's them up there. So the door opened and it goes into this. So they're actually all the way up there. That's pretty cool. All right. Oreo, let's descend. Let's go down. Oku ni. Now, this is her talking. Oku ni kosegu e to tsuzuku shokoki ga aru n da. Okay, so deeper in the back to the Death Star Palace, continuing to the Death Star Palace, a rising and climbing machine exists. I guess a shokoki is like an elevator. A rising and climbing, or rising and descending machine. Shokoki. Yeah, an elevator. So here's a good example, right? You could say shokoki for elevator, or you could say elevator. It kind of up to you sometimes as to what you pick. Shokoki ga arunda. Oh, and this is the Kiko, the warehouse. Choso. Wakatteru? I know, I understand. Oh, I see. Ato de mukai ni kuru. Later. Later we'll come back and welcome. Or later we'll come and visit. Mo skoshi mattete kure. Now this is him talking to his little brothers inside. He's saying, do the favor of waiting a little bit more. So just wait a little bit longer. But he's saying that to his little brothers. Okay. So there's the shokoki. Gong, gong. Wow, this is a big complex. Sha. That's the door sliding open, I guess. Kekkon. Nani ga atta no kana? Kekkon. Blood something? Not marriage. It is funny that both kekkon is bloodstain and marriage, but it's bloodstain here. Bloodstains? Something happened, I wonder? Juni nen mo mae no hanashi sa. It's a story of 12 years before. Ima omoeba. Now if thinking, subete no hizumi wa ano toki hajimatta no kamoshirenai. Okay, so it's a story of 12 years ago. This is like now that I think about it, or if I think about it now, as for the hizumi of everything, as for the strain, distortion, or bend of everything, that time's beginning probably. Okay, so as for the distortion, the twisting, the bending of everything, it probably started then. Sa mina, well, everyone. Honden wa konosaki da yo. As for the honden, which is the shrine. Yeah, the main shrine, the inner sanctuary. As for the honden, it's this location. It's up ahead. It's that sort of thing. So, damn it. Okay, so apparently it's just empty. Nanmonai. So nanimonai. Nothing? Nothing here? Kore ga honden? This is the shrine? Iya, watashi tachi o kyosetsu shiteru no sa. No. Doing rejection of us. Doing rejection of us. Or rejecting us. Wait a minute. How long is this chapter? Oh, okay, good. Sorry. It's just 2 more pages. It wasn't clear that it was actually ending in 2 pages. Tengen wa utsutsu ni kanshou shinai ga. Okay, so as for Tengen, utsutsu, like appearance? Utsutsu. No, reality consciousness. Huh. You don't see that very often. Reality consciousness. Kanshou shinai. Does not do kanshou. Does not do interference. Okay, so as for Tengen, does not do interference in reality. 陸眼を封印された今なら、接触が可能だと踏んだんだが、the six eyes, sealing, if it's now having done sealing of the six eyes, meaning Gojo, direct contact being possible, fundanda, fumu means to step on. What else does it mean here? To experience, to undergo, to estimate. Okay. So a little bit of a different meaning for fumu. So estimated, valued, appraised the possibility of direct contact if it were now with the sealing having been done of the six eyes. Okay, she's thinking, 拒絶されているのは私たちではなく. As for the one being rejected, it's us is not watashi ka? Is it me? So not rejecting us, is it me? Oh, no, yeah. 見通しが甘かった. The looking through was naive. 見通し. The perspective, the forecast, the outlook, the prediction was a naive. ... 戻ろうか? Shall we go back? つみきさんには問題がない。時間がない。As for to Ms. Tsumiki, his sister, time doesn't exist. So she doesn't have any time. 帰るのか? Going back? Heading back? はじめまして. Nice to meet you. 善人の子. 道真の地. 渋滞クソズ. そして. Okay, so he's calling them by interesting titles. The child of Zenin. Michizane's blood. The blood of Michizane. This is the cursed womb, 9 things. So that's Choso. And Sukuna no Utsuwa, the vessel of Sukuna. Okay, so presumably this is Tengen. And he's saying, nice to meet you, and he calls them by these titles. He did not call everyone there, unless if we count Zenin no Ko as being a couple of them. So, there we go. That is the end. Oh, okay, we get a little bit of a family tree. Right, this is like 23rd. Naga something Toka. Whatever. You can kind of see there's, we don't know some of these people. There's Maki and Mai. There's Toji. And we met her, right? And then that's Fushiguro. There's Naoya. Ippai. What's that? A lot? No, he has a lot of siblings. Anyway, so you'll be better breakdown of the Zenin family. Okkotsu is related here somehow too, right? That was revealed either at the end of volume 0 or something. Anyway, there you go. That is the end of 144. Honestly, I thought that was going to take over an hour, so hooray. 144 done. We'll continue next time with 145, and we'll see what that is all about next time.